Hi, my name is Jason and I'm an addict. I'm a tech addict. Last year, I spent over $30,000 on tech products. Just let that sink in for a minute. That's more than my mortgage payment for the year. And that doesn't even count tech that I get from companies that want me to review their products. I get a lot of stuff too. If I included the retail value of that stuff, the number would be much higher. For instance, last year a company sent me a 4K projector, short throw projector, that retails for over $5,000. It's super cool. Really great projector. I'm really glad to have it, and the review is coming soon, so subscribe if you don't want to miss it. It's not something I would buy for myself, though, or at least I don't think I would buy. All of this tech reviewing and purchasing and having stuff sent to me has skewed my sense of reality. I used to balk at spending a few $100s, and now I just go out to the Best Buy or to the Apple Store, wherever, and I spend a couple of $1,000s. Don't bat an eye. And no, this is not disposable income. This is money I could use to pay for other stuff, or I could save it, or I could do anything with it. But honestly, I can't stop myself. Right now, you're probably thinking, hey, none of that sounds all that bad. It is. For one thing, I started reviewing tech when I quit drinking 10 years ago. And I quit drinking because I'm an alcoholic. At first, I did the YouTube thing just because it was something to do other than drink. And making videos combines a lot of the things that I've done in my life with, like writing and sound engineering and editing and marketing, performing. I didn't really take YouTube all that seriously. In fact, I was kind of embarrassed that I was doing it, but it was something to do and it felt like it was a positive thing. But after a while, people started watching my videos and the YouTube channel grew some legs, and eventually I was able to quit my day job and make YouTube videos full time. I also live stream on Amazon, where I basically talk about stuff that I like to people who are looking to buy stuff like that. It's not a bad way to make a living, but there's a dark underbelly to it. When I quit drinking, I realize now I moved the focus of my addictive behavior from the drinking to the buying and getting stuff. Now it's to the point where I spend thousands of dollars without even thinking about it, just like I used to be able to drink a six-pack of Tall Boys as a way to get ready for a long night out. Let me try and make this real for you. If you followed my channel for a while, you know that I've bounced back and forth between Mac and PC and what's gonna work best for me. I've made all kinds of excuses to go out and get different ones. I like them both for their own strengths. I made a video not long ago saying, oh, I'm done with Mac forever. And everybody said, oh, you probably aren't. And I didn't really say anything because I knew that you were probably right. So a couple of weeks ago, I went out and I bought a new MacBook. I went and I bought the M1 Max, 32 gigabytes, $3,500. And to go along with it, I got the Apple Studio display for the second time. $5,100 plus tax in one day. To make matters worse, before that, I had spent a few $1,000s building a PC. It's a really good PC. I still use it. I still like it. It's great. This wasn't the first time I bought a MacBook Pro in the year since the MacBook Pros have been out. It was about the fifth time, maybe the sixth time. Each time I bought one, I was like, oh, this is gonna solve my problems. I got the 14-inch, I got the base model, I got the upgraded model, I got the 16-inch, on and on and on and on. None of those things were gonna solve my problems because the problem wasn't the Mac or the PC. The problem was me. This, ladies and gentlemen, is addict behavior. I've seen it before. I've done it before. As I try to recognize and take control of my behavior, I've learned a couple of things. My behavior is destructive and not rooted in any kind of reality. I have clearly ported my addictive behavior from drinking to buying things. I've always loved to buy things. I mean, it's not like a new thing. I've always loved buying things. I've always loved spending money. I'm totally irresponsible. That's just how it is. But this kind of buying and rebuying and then selling and rebuying again is not normal. There is no point in buying tech if you're not gonna use it. I look around and I have like 30 or 40 pairs of headphones. I have 5 computers in the house. parts for probably 2 or 3 more computers. At one point, I had 8 to 10 smartphones, and right now I have 5. All of that would be fine if I used all of that stuff, but I don't. I use one set of headphones at a time, and I have a couple that I keep going back to. Otherwise, if I'm not using them, what's the point of having them? It's good to have the previous year's model of phone or headphone or whatever to compare to the newest one if you're reviewing it, but truth be told, I've been using the iPhone 12 Pro Max since it was released, and I didn't see any need to change to the 13 or 14 Pro Max because there just wasn't enough difference to justify them, so I sold those on to other people. A lot of this has to do with what I've already gone through as an addict. I quit smoking 20 years ago. I quit drinking 10 years ago. I grew up with people who had substance abuse problems in my family. I can recognize now at 51 years old when I'm engaging in addict behavior, and I've pulled myself out of it more times than I probably care to admit. I'm better for it, for sure, but don't let anyone tell you quitting drinking when you have a problem with drinking is all pink clouds and rainbows and warm fuzzies. I walked around feeling like someone peeled my skin off for the first 5 years or so of my sobriety. It gets into your brain, and your brain needs to rewire itself, and I need to rewire my brain once again. The time has come for me to take responsibility for the way I spend my money on tech and the way I live and use my tech, and how I present that to the people who watch my videos. Before I started making YouTube videos, my goal in buying tech, I wanted to get the best piece of gear I could afford to use, and then to use it making the stuff that I make. Before YouTube took over the majority of my time, I was a writer and a musician. I wrote books, I made records, and the tech that I bought facilitated those endeavors. Now, nearly a decade into my YouTube career, all I do is buy tech, and then I buy more tech. I don't use it to make anything anymore. It's like an alcoholic saying, oh, I'm going out to the bar to hang out with my friends, when really what's happening is it's an excuse to go get wasted and make bad life choices, and people you know just are gonna happen to be there. They say an addict will always be an addict, and I've found that to be true. I've shifted my addictive behavior from smoking and drinking to buying and making YouTube videos, which is also a way to get a dopamine hit because I want people's praise and acceptance. My grandparents grew up during the Great Depression, and living through that experience, being poor as they were, had a significant impact on both of their relationships with money. My grandmother had a saying that she used to repeat often, but I never really appreciated until I realized I was living a life predicated on consumption only, and I'd left behind the creation part. The saying was, use it up, wear it out, make do, or do without. So I have to ask, what can I make with the tech that I have? What can I teach with the tech that I have? What can I do with my YouTube channel that doesn't involve just encouraging people to buy stuff all the time? I need to get out of the mindset of buying and get into the mindset of using. I haven't released any music in more than 10 years. I haven't published a book in 10 years. It's no accident that these two facts coincide with the beginning of my life as a tech YouTuber. If I'm going to live the kind of life I want to live, I have to do things differently. I have to fix my relationship with tech. I have to fix how I do YouTube. I have to get back to doing the things I love and find more depth in this career. So that's what I'm going to do this year, and I'm going to be more accountable. I'm going to release more videos, and I'm not going to always go for the lowest hanging fruit. Thanks for being here. Until the next time, my name's Jason. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. I'm out.